looking for.
A way out.
I'm going to help you to be free.
Wow, 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 wow. Awesome movie, guys. Really, really, really enjoyed it. What do you think this movie now says for women in action movies?
I think it's something we've never seen before. You know, I feel like a lot of the time, if you see a female in an action film, it's one-off character, and she's either the tough girl, which often means, you know, kind of possibly even a bad guy, or she's kind of damsel in distress, kind of weak, and these girls are none of those things.
There's nothing that a woman can't do on film. I mean, there really isn't.
And even off film, I want to say.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome to finally kind of see it and done in such a big and imaginative way. I mean, the things that these girls do in this film, I mean, it's pretty astounding.
You will need to find 5 items. The first is a map.
I know you guys trained a lot, and you're really proud of the training and the work that you guys did. Give me just a typical day.
8 a.m., 4.5 hours of stunt training.
And then we would have a little break where we'd have a protein shake and some vitamins. And then we'd train with our personal trainers, but we'd train as a group.
Our Navy SEALs who were doing our physical training never gave us the same workout. Every day we had no idea what to expect.
Then we would either, you know, break into doing some work with the guns or some wire work, or, you know, if it was on a good day, we might eventually, you know, get to go home a little bit early. But so essentially we were training 5 hours minimum, you know, around 5 to 8 hours a day.
It's exhausting, but it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
You know, you get that rush of endorphins. Like anything is possible. You gain this confidence, and it's perfect. You know, it translates well on screen.
I guess mentally I'd be just waiting for somebody to mess with me.
A little bit, yeah. You get a bit of like, it's totally a confident booster, you know, but then you also realize that your limitations, you know, you realize that how far you can push it, because, you know, you are working, it is stunt, it is a dance, it is a choreography, so it is, you know, I hate to sort of sell the message of like, yeah, well now I can like beat up any guy, because I think it gives you more like respect for the body than that. And then also like, if I did get into a fight, I would rather just let the person be, you know what I mean? I think it actually taught me more the art of non-violence, because I knew my own physical limitations and what I was able to be capable of.
It changed me physically entirely. I'd never been particularly interested in working out beforehand. And now it's something like when I'm home, I train every morning, because it's just like, I think it just clears your head and puts you in such a positive mood.
I grew up with it a little bit. My mum trained karate. She was a brown belt, and the only reason she stopped is because she had my little brother, but she was like national full contact women's karate champion in Australia.
The weapons especially, I think, were really important to the character. Once we trained a bit and we got to see what our strengths were, then the weapons were sort of tailored to us. So they were very personal things to our characters, and I think, you know, it just changes your whole. It changes the way you carry yourself, the way you hold yourself when you have a gun and a sword and another gun and everything. It's just, it was really empowering, I think.
Your fight for survival starts right now.
You've got all these different sequences and these battle sequences. When you were choosing the arena where they were going to fight, you know, how did you come up with these different, you know, these different little stories, these vignettes?
Well, I guess you know, in their reality, you know, they're menaced by sort of faceless enemies. So I thought in the fantasy world that the enemy should be sort of a faceless horde that is constantly sort of pawing at them.
You chose like World War I.
World War I was a sequence that I've always been interested in, sort of the landscape of World War I. It's just something I've always been. I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity. Let's just go get it. I'm a huge fan of sort of samurai and anime-ish fight scenes. That's where the samurai sequence came from. And I really wanted to go to the future because I felt like that would be cool, and that's where the robots came from. And then it's funny that the only one that kind of was retrofitted was, I knew they had to get fire as an element of their escape. And then we talked about it, and I was like, wow, where do you get fire? You know, I guess they got to fight a dragon, so that's kind of how that...
Music plays almost like a character in this film. You know, how significant was that?
Well, absolutely. I mean, from the very beginning, Zack knew a lot of the songs that he wanted in there, and they were very intrinsic to kind of how he set up those sequences, and Emily sings some of them, and then, you know, we sing Love is a Drug, Roxy Music, and it definitely was something that was in the fabric of the film from the start.
The music is, I mean, in some ways, the music was part of the why of the movie for me. Like, you know, when we sat down to make the movie, I was like, okay, I really want to make a movie where I can use this musical kind of concept to get in and out of these action sequences. The music almost becomes the spine of the sequence, and that was really important to me.
I think even though it's incredible and it's so exciting for the audiences to see this film, at the same time, it was so incredible for us to be able to do this movie. The experience that we got to have, the growth that we found, and the confidence that we found within our characters and that you see on film. It was amazing.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.